People see Cristiano Ronaldo today and think this was always written. They think greatness is destiny. They think talent guarantees success. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. Because Cristiano Ronaldo didn't grow up dreaming of fame. He grew up learning how to survive pressure. Before the stadiums, before the cameras, before the millions of eyes watching his every move, there was a small house on a quiet island where noise meant chaos and silence meant hunger. Ronaldo didn't learn discipline from coaches. He learned it from instability. When you grow up not knowing if tomorrow will feel safe, you don't wait for motivation. You move or you fall behind. Most people think Ronaldo's story starts when someone spotted his talent. It didn't. It started when he realized that nobody was coming to save him. As a child, Ronaldo wasn't the strongest, the smartest, or the most protected. He was emotional, sensitive, and obsessed. Obsession is often misunderstood as passion, but there is a difference. Passion fades when things get hard. Obsession grows louder, and Ronaldo's obsession came from fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of being forgotten, fear of going back to a life where control didn't exist. When he left home at a young age, people talk about bravery. They rarely talk about loneliness. Imagine being a child, surrounded by strangers, speaking a language of ambition nobody explains to you. Every mistake feels permanent. Every failure feels like proof that you don't belong. Most kids break under that weight. Ronaldo absorbed it. He cried. He doubted. He struggled. But he never stopped showing up. This is the part most documentaries skip. There were nights he questioned everything. Not quitting football, like quitting belief. Because belief is harder to maintain than effort. Effort is physical, belief is mental, and mental pain leaves no visible scars. Ronaldo didn't just train his body. He trained his response to suffering. When others rested, he repeated. When others laughed, he refined. When others felt satisfied, he felt behind. This wasn't arrogance. It was survival instinct. At Sporting Lisbon, people noticed something unsettling. He wasn't just competitive. He was intolerant of mediocrity. Losing didn't disappoint him. It offended him, not because of ego, but because losing reminded him of a version of himself he promised never to become again. When Manchester United entered his life, it didn't save him. It tested him. The speed, the criticism, the pressure. It exposed every weakness at once. Fans didn't see a future legend. They saw a show-off, a kid trying too hard. And criticism hits differently when you already doubt your worth. But Ronaldo made a decision early. If pain was unavoidable, he would control how it shaped him. He didn't respond with excuses. He responded with isolation. Training became his therapy. Repetition became his language. Discipline became his identity. He learned something dangerous and powerful. Improvement is addictive when you attach it to self-worth. This is where people misunderstand him. They think he loves attention. In reality, he hates vulnerability. Confidence was not his starting point. It was his armor. Every free kick missed, every match lost, every headline doubting him added weight to something inside him. Most people collapse under that weight. Ronaldo converted it into structure, sleep schedules, a diet precision, mental routines. He wasn't chasing perfection. He was running from regression. Then came the transformation everyone remembers. The goals, the trophies, the records. But what people didn't see was the cost. Success didn't calm him. It sharpened him. Because once you climb out of fear, the fear doesn't disappear. It changes form. Instead of fearing poverty, he feared irrelevance. Instead of fearing failure, he feared stagnation. And stagnation to him felt like death. At Real Madrid, the world expected dominance. What they got was obsession at scale. Ronaldo didn't just want to win. He wanted to outgrow himself every season. He measured time differently. While others counted years, he counted improvements. Criticism followed him everywhere. Some said he was selfish. Others said he was manufactured. But none of them understood the truth. Ronaldo wasn't playing against opponents. He was playing against the memory of limitation. Every celebration wasn't arrogance. It was relief. Relief that the version of himself he feared was still behind him. When people talk about his confidence, they miss the pattern. Confidence wasn't constant. It was rebuilt daily. Through routines so strict they bordered on obsession. Through sacrifices so normal to him that he forgot they were sacrifices at all. Relationships suffered, freedom disappeared, normal life vanished. But Ronaldo accepted that trade early, not because he loved fame, but because he needed control. Control over outcomes, control over identity, control over how the world defined him. And that is the secret few ever admit. Greatness often grows from insecurity, not comfort. As years passed, his body aged, but his discipline sharpened. While others adjusted expectations, he rejected them. He refused to let age rewrite his story. Because to Ronaldo, limits were suggestions made by people who stopped negotiating with effort. Even when doubted, even when written off, even when told the peak was behind him, he responded the same way he always had. Silence, work, repetition. Because deep down, the child who left home never stopped running. Running from fear, running from doubt, running toward control. And that is why Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a footballer. He is a system built to resist weakness, not because he never felt it, but because he felt it too deeply to ignore. Success looks loud from the outside, but from the inside, it is often painfully quiet. By the time Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at Manchester United, the world had already started watching him. But what most people don't know is this. Ronaldo wasn't just fighting opponents on the pitch. He was fighting doubt, loneliness, and a constant fear of being sent back to nothing. Inside the dressing room, senior players laughed at his accent. Opponents tried to break him with brutal tackles. The English media called him a flashy kid who would never survive real football. And Ronaldo heard everything. He didn't reply with interviews. He replied with obsession. While others rested after matches, Ronaldo stayed back. Alone. Free kicks, sprints at jump training, core strength again and again and again. This wasn't talent anymore. This was punishment. Self-inflicted. Then came the pressure no one talks about. At just 19, Ronaldo was expected to replace legends. Every missed chance felt like a public trial. Every bad game became a headline. And then, the moment that changed how the world judged him forever. A major international tournament. A penalty shootout. Millions watching. Ronaldo missed. Cameras caught his face. Broken, frozen, silent. The internet mocked him. Fans questioned him. Pundits said he didn't have the mentality. That night, Ronaldo didn't sleep. He replayed that moment again and again. Not to forget it, but to burn it into himself. Because this is something very few people understand about Ronaldo. He does not run away from failure. He memorizes it, and then he returns stronger. Years passed, titles came, records followed, but peace never arrived. Real Madrid gave him glory, but also pressure that crushed many before him. Scoring wasn't enough. Winning wasn't enough. He had to be perfect every single night. One bad match erased months of brilliance, and still, he delivered. Goals in finals, headers that defied physics, moments that felt unreal, yet behind the scenes, Ronaldo lived like a machine. Strict diet, no shortcuts, no distractions. Friends described him as distant, focused, almost unreachable. Because Ronaldo knew something most don't. Greatness demands a sacrifice most people are unwilling to pay. And then the world changed. Younger players arrived. The narrative shifted. They said he was finished again. But Ronaldo had heard that story before. He left comfort, changed leagues, changed countries, changed expectations, not to prove others wrong, but to prove one thing to himself, that the boy from Madeira was still alive inside him. And here is the truth. No headline will ever tell you. Ronaldo's real legacy isn't goals. It isn't trophies. It isn't fame. It's this. He taught the world that talent may open the door, but discipline decides how long you stay inside. And the story is not over yet. At some point, greatness stops being loud. The stadiums still scream his name. The numbers still rise. The records still fall. But Cristiano Ronaldo no longer plays just to be seen. He plays to finish a promise he made long before the world knew his name. A promise made to a small boy standing barefoot in Madeira, watching planes pass overhead, wondering if life would ever give him more. What most people don't understand is this. Ronaldo never chased happiness. He chased control. Control over his body. Control over his future. Control over a life that once felt completely powerless. When people say he's obsessed, they're not wrong. But obsession was the only thing that saved him. Because talent alone would have failed him. Luck alone would have abandoned him. But obsession stayed. Through injuries that threatened to end everything. Through nights when his body refused to respond. Through moments when the world moved on faster than he could run. And yes, there were fears. Fear of slowing down. Fear of becoming irrelevant. Fear of being remembered only as what he used to be. That fear never left him. It sharpened him. Even now, when the cameras fade and the crowd disappears, Ronaldo still trains like someone is chasing him. Because in his mind, someone always is. Time. And here is the truth. No highlight reel will ever show. Cristiano Ronaldo paid a price for this life. Relationships suffered. Moments were missed. A normal life was never an option. While others lived freely, he lived deliberately. Every hour had a purpose. Every decision had a cost. And yet, if you ask him today whether he would change anything, the answer is no. Because for Ronaldo, greatness was never about being loved. It was about being undeniable. And that is why his story matters. Not because he was perfect, but because he refused to quit when perfection was demanded of him. Not because he was fearless, but because he moved forward even while afraid. Not because he was born special, but because he chose suffering when others chose comfort. One day, the goals will stop. The stadiums will grow quiet. The debates will finally end. But the lesson will remain. That discipline can outwork talent. That hunger can defeat circumstance. That a boy from nowhere can force the world to remember his name. This is not just the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the story of what happens when a human being refuses to accept limits. And that is what really happened. Thanks for watching.